I'm going to kind of talk about actually using a game design document. Okay, how it is used, how you're going to share it. Give me a second. Okay, so sharing and teamwork. Now it's nice to have a game design document that you guys are going to make, but the whole point of a game design document is that you should be able to share it with people. You should be able to share it with your team. And more often than not, what happens in today's world is that the game design document is not going to be like a physical thing which is printed and then everybody has a copy. Like, that is so 1980, right? The game design document is going to be online. It's going to be a document that everybody is going to be referring to. It's going to be a virtual document. Like, it's not going to be a hard copy. All right. And as you guys have noticed, this document keeps changing. Like, it's going to be one, and there's going to be a revision, and things are going to change. It's possible that at the end 80% of the game design document has changed. So everybody needs, it's very, very important to choose the right platform and know how to share a game design document with people, right? Remember, every game is different, every team is different. So you have to be creative when it comes to where you create it, how you share it, right? So the one thing I will say is Google Docs are awesome, right? It is such a boon to have Google Docs these days to make video games, guys, because it's easily accessible. Like, you can put pictures, you can put references, and the most amazing thing is you can actually have comments, right? It's so cool that you can create a document and you can actually have a live discussion with someone in which the designer can write a document and the programmer can actually put a comment there and be like, hey, how does this work? Or two designers can put something and they can have a discussion over there where they're talking about what it is, and they can actually come to a conclusion and everybody can actually see that. So Google Documents are a gift from God when it comes to game design. All right. If you're going to make your game design document as a Google Doc, that's totally the way to go. Because also, the cool thing is people can actually see the changes that were made. They can see the revisions, right? The programmers, if you're referring the Google Doc, they can actually see the revisions that were made. So Google Docs are absolutely fantastic, right? There's also something called Miro. I actually shared a reel on it in my Instagram. So once again, a reminder, guys, make sure all of you follow me on Insta because I keep sharing stuff like this. We use Miro for our game Mayu, and it's an absolutely amazing place to actually share stuff, come up with ideas, discuss them, post references. So your game design document should be done in kind of in along with something else like Miro, and also use Trello. Trello is a great place for project. Trello is a great app, website, etc., whatever, which you can use for project management. These are docs that I use, my team uses, and this is like stuff that game makers who collaborate use, right? And or just Google Sheets, right? If you don't want to use something fancy like Trello for your project management, you can also use Google Sheets. In Gamer to Maker, I like to do my project management doing something like pretty very simple, and we actually use Google Sheets, which is much easier, which is actually much easier to do. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is, guys, I'm gonna show you how we actually do. I'm gonna show you how we actually do this stuff in Gamer to Maker, so you'll have an idea of how it's done. So what we do is I'm going to open a document I have. This is inside G2M. So essentially, this is like what the Spartans of the course are going to see. So essentially, we have module 1, introduction, basic concepts, and game design 101. And this is where you actually start building your game. This is game creative strategy. So what happens is that this is where you learn through videos and masterclasses and through the Zoom calls as to how to scope a game. Here is where you can see you have a concept document template, you have a pre-production worksheet, You have a research. I actually have some cheat sheets in here as well to help you with your game. So here you have the game design document. So the game design document template is something that everybody downloads, and then I'll show you what the game design document template looks like. And then you actually have each heading which is explained. So you have gameplay and progression. So what you do is you actually watch the video on gameplay and progression, and then you fill in the part of the game design document that actually has to do with gameplay and progression. Then when you're doing your difficulty for your game, you're going to watch the video, and then you're actually going to fill up your difficulty. And this is for the Spartans of the Bravo batch who are actually doing their documentation right now. This is what I want you to do, guys. When you're filling in your sheets, you're actually going to be watching these specific videos and actually filling in your sheets, because it's going to tell you how to plan and how to design your game. When you are doing story and narrative, when you're doing your character design, when you're planning your game world. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop sharing this, and I'm going to share another one, which is the actual template. Okay. Essentially, this is a Google sheet that you guys can download. So, for example, this is progression and difficulty, and this is kind of like s- giving you a very giving you something that you can actually fill in. So enter the game name. This is what you guys, and I'm talking to Spartans, especially of the alpha batch, and this is what you guys need to do. You enter your game name, dimensionality, genre, perspective, platform, gameplay overview, insert a mockup, insert your game mechanics here, insert your in-game rewards, insert your difficulty levers. Next is a story and narrative. So this is where you guys will have to write the story of your game. What is the mission of your game? What is the player motivation of your game? So you fill in here, and then you can transfer it to another game design document. But this is where you fill in after watching each video. Here, let me just zoom in a little bit more. So this is where you're talking about your character, you're talking about the protagonist of your game, the personality of your protagonist, the story of your protagonist's life, and all the details about your protagonist. And this is the antagonist similarly, right? You have game world. Now, when you start describing your game world, you'll be talking about great detail of your game world over here. What is the spatiality of your game, the scale of objects, the culture of the game world, the level design. Similarly, user interface, etc., etc., etc. So this is the sheet that you guys that you have to fill in, and when you guys are filling this in, you can't just fill in from your. How to fill in these sheets, how to design is going to be taught to you by the videos that you're going to watch in the online modules and through the Zoom classes. So fundamentally, this is how you guys in Gamer to Maker are going to be building your game design document. And once your game design document is done, I'm going to actually have a look at it, and I'm going to be advising you on scope, etc. Okay, so yeah, I guess that's pretty much. Also, guys, I wanted to tell you. So there is a new game design batch launching right now. This is the Delta batch. So essentially, what's going to happen is that this is the last batch at the price of 29,999. Okay. The price from the next batch is going to go up considerably. This is the last batch, which is going to be at the present price of 30K. And it's going to I'm opening it up tomorrow, and it's going to be open only for 48 hours, guys. So if anybody wants to join um the batch, you can just ping me on Discord, and you guys are most welcome to join. Remember, it's open for 48 hours. It's the last batch at 29.99, right? So just wanted to put that out there. So let me know. So thank you guys so much for being on this masterclass. So good to see you. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, and you're in the Discord server, and you subscribe to this channel, because I'm going to be posting a lot more videos, guys. So thank you. Enjoy your week. Have a good night.